Welcome to the Escape with Nick and Adam.
Yeah.
My name is Nick.
And I'm kind of thinking about listening to some Randy Travis. My name is Adam.
Full choice, Randy Travis.
Yeah. My love is deeper than the holler.
I can't name one Randy Travis song to save my life.
Yeah, there's that one and there's another one. There's that one and there's another one. He's just got two.
He's got two whole songs, guys. That's quite a catalog.
Yeah. There's another. Oh yeah, there's I can name three.
Quite the country aficionados on this show, but welcome to the Escape, where we cover entertainment, sci-fi, comics, action figures, pop culture, and everything else nerdy. Adam, I think we decided not a ton going on since Hollywood, all of Hollywood's on strike and shutting down, and we're going to talk about some movies that have come out recently. So, what do you think about that?
I am down. I'm gonna beat your ass down like a pound of ground round like those wicked clowns.
Oh,
I knew a guy.
Wow,
I didn't write that. I didn't write that. I knew a guy who wrote that. I didn't write that.
I say, was that ICP? Because that's a deep dig on that one.
No. The lyric was, "I'll beat your ass down like a pound of ground round," just like those F word for gay people that they call the wicked clowns. Don't represent the city if it's not where you're from.
A bundle of sticks, right?
Right. That word. Don't represent the city if it's not where you're from.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
Good times. So
his name was K Blaze.
K Blaze.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah.
Adam's looking very much like you said before the show. It looks kind of like RoboCop, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I know. The egg face and everything.
So I saw since the last show, I've seen Talk to Me, and I've seen Mutant Mayhem. And
awesome.
I say you want to talk about a movie as well, weren't you? What movie did you want to talk about?
I finally saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Batman, or the other way around, whatever it is. And it was very good. It was very good.
Yeah, I've got the trade paperback somewhere around here, so I know. Yeah, we can talk about that one first. So I know. Spoilers. It's been out for a little bit. At least in the comics, I know the big thing. I forget who's the big bad in that one? Is it Joker? I know it's Shredder.
No, it's Shredder.
Shredder comes over. Oh, that's what it is. Shredder comes over to Universe, and then he uses a mutagen on all the Batman foes, and then they all turn into random. That's what it is. So you liked it?
I did. The fight between Shredder and Batman was absolutely epic. Shredder pulled this move on Batman where he gathered his chi. It was like an anime move. It was one of the only anime moves you saw in the whole thing.
Did he power up like in Dragon Ball Z?
In a way, he did. Yeah, in a way, he did. And then he hit him just right, and you could see the energy. Like he powered up his ki, powered up his chi, whatever you want to call it, depending on whatever parlance you're down with.
Right. Yeah. Whatever power set you're down with, whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
But definitely recommend.
So
is that like 15 or 16? Is that how old that one is?
That sounds right. Sounds right.
I have the power of the internet at my fingertips.
I don't think it's any older than 19. Or any, you know what I mean?
Okay. No, yeah, 2019. For some reason, I thought it was older. Maybe the comic came out a little bit before that. But anyway, you're giving that one a recommend. I don't know. Like, you just can't go wrong with Ninja Turtles and
yes, you can. Look at every Scooby-Doo crossover with Batman.
That's fair. Did you ever see the toys that came out of that movie, though?
No.
Oh, that's one of those lines that like absolutely exploded, because I remember like people are like, dude, when these came out, like they completely said, they were peg warmers for sure. And then, like in the last few years, I think probably the COVID and everybody had some few extra bucks, so they kind of went a little bit crazy. But that was let's see if I can find, because there's one, I think it's Mikey's dressed as Batman, and it's freaking awesome. Yeah, because they were GameStop exclusives, and I think I remember seeing, I was like, oh, those are kind of cool. And then just like so many things in life, yeah, I didn't pull the trigger, didn't do that. But I don't even know if you'll be able to see them. We'll find out. We'll find out today.
We'll find out today. Whoa.
Yeah, so they got Batgirl, Donatello, Alfred, Michelangelo, Batman, and Leonardo, Ra's al Ghul, and Shredder, and Robin.
What are you showing me these for?
Just so you can also be in the torment with me. Because freaking cool.
It took seconds, dude. It took seconds for my mind to justify buying those.
Yep.
I'm like, the other, like the DC figures won't fit in with my thing, but those ones will be. Oh God!
Yeah, like, those.
What a problem!
What a problem we have. Because here is. Can you drive me up? Okay. I am a professional. I know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the Mikey dressed as Batman. Is this one? Do you see that one?
It's all tiny to me, man.
Yeah, but anyway, freaking awesome toy line that really completely underrated when it came out, and then it really exploded. I think you can get the whole set, I think, for like $400 right now. So, and that's a fantastic set. That's on the list for sure. That's one of the cooler crossover toys that ever came.
The list to who? Santa?
That'd be my list, Santa. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. Like you're like, it's on the list. I'm like, who's gonna get it? Oh no.
I feel like that's the when I've got a few extra bucks and my wife's turned around, and yeah, we'll go check it out. But that's the Mikey and TMNT line is definitely very underrated. But all right,
okay,
Adam.
But for the first time, I can relate though, because for the first one you said put it on the list, like there were a few impulse buys for toys that had paid off for me. Like I bought a couple He-Mans and opened them and did some head swaps and stuff like that, right? From the Revelation side.
Okay.
Vicron figure out, and he can be 3 different concepts of the original He-Man. Well, that means I just got $1 for each one. So I don't have to switch it around and play dress up with the guy. I can have 3 different distinct characters in my war scene. And all I got to do is pull the trigger and buy that figure. But I can't justify buying him all the way yet.
Well, that's the thing. That's almost the nice thing about those sets, because you can really break them up since they are individual. But the Mikey as Batman, because it's Mikey with, I'll just show you, because he's got the cowl and everything. It's so funny because he looks so silly. He's just so excited. He's like, I'm Batman.
Yep.
And he's just like,
I can see that.
I'm Batman. I don't know. That's just
he stole the show in a lot of ways.
Mikey's always been my favorite. I think that's one of the reasons I like orange. It's just one of those deep seated things. But yeah, and I'll get into it. And I actually really like how he's portrayed in the new movie, because sometimes Mikey gets the, hey, I'm just the idiot, goofy guy, which I think in Michael Bay movies he was really like the I'm dumb, ha, 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 but everybody likes me because I'm nice. Yeah, he was not as dumb in this in the new movie. But anyway, so let's get to some reviews.
He's kind of Goku-like.
A little bit. I can see why you would say that, because Goku has just that "oh shucks, I'm just a country bumpkin" type of thing going.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Okay.
I was like, country.
Good.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
No.
no. Like, why are you doing this?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
There's this stupid meme going around about a kid in a spelling bee, and I forget the joke, but he starts to spell see you next Tuesday. And the guy's like, Jesus, no, stop.
oh my God.
Anyway, so let's see here. So first one up, Adam, we're going Talk to Me, which is an Australian movie that just came out a few weeks ago. All Australian cast. So Australian this movie is. One of the first scenes in the movie is two of the main characters are driving down the street and they see an animal on the side that got hit by a car, and they have this very poignant conversation as to should they put it out of its misery or not. And the animal is a kangaroo. So I was like, well, that's about as Australia as a movie gets. So.
Does the kangaroo get killed, or does it get up and start punching people?
No, spoiler, he just lays there and moans awfully, and it actually has
That sucks.
a thing pop up later in the movie. But
Okay, you know Dean Martin owned a kangaroo.
why would I know that? Why do you know that?
Because he and the other Brat Pack fellows would box with it.
That makes sense.
They'd get liquored up
like
and
those jacked kangaroos where it just walks around like the whole
yeah. Chip, whoa, cat scared me.
So, Talk to Me is directed by the. All right, so bear with me. The Philippou brothers, Michael and Danny. I think the story with these guys is they were YouTubers who were just horror fans. Something happened where they ended up losing their channel, so they decided, screw it, we're gonna write a movie. And Adam, I can say this movie, it does not, how there's subcategories of horror. There's slasher, thriller, all, whatever, is your cup of tea in horror. I can't say this really fits into any, and it is a pretty original idea. So the premise is there's this hand, and I apologize if I get into spoilers too much, but there's this hand that is rumored to be from some type of mystic or someone that could communicate with the dead, and it's just the hand, and it's encased in plaster, and it turns out to be a gateway to seeing demons. I'm looking at pictures. It's pretty disturbing, but it's a way to communicate with people that have moved on in different ways, and it's really interesting how they work in a lot of the it's a very 2023 movie where there's a lot of social media involved. All the teenagers are using their phones for things constantly, and this thing literally almost turns into like a party favor, where they take it to parties and it's all based around this hand and people using this hand, and it turns in this experience, and all these kids are using, putting on TikTok videos, and it goes viral on social media from all the different reactions, and it's pretty crazy. And it's like I said, it's very modern, but it's just one of those, I just haven't seen anything quite like it. I can't really say it's like this type of movie or not, but it is. I'll say this: once the movie was over, you can tell it's a pretty good scary movie when my wife needs like a mental palate cleanser, and she's like, "Can we go watch Beauty and the Beast now? Can we go watch a Disney movie?"
Okay, it's like that, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those like, "Whoo, boy, that's it takes you for a ride." And so these kids who use it at the party, they get hooked on it almost like a drug, just the rush that comes from it. That they're like, they sense, it's like, your body just comes alive, and it just, it's like nothing they ever felt before. And one of the main characters, and here's the thing. So the cast, besides basically the mom's pretty much the only actress that you would really recognize. because she was in Lord of the Rings. Miranda Otto, she plays the mom Sue. Besides that, there's no one else that, I mean, unless you're a big fan of Australian cinema, no one that I recognize. But kind of the worst thing that kind of happens to is a character named Mia, and she unfortunately lost her mom 2 years ago in the movie. And so, guess what happens to Mia?
She dies?
Well, possibly. We'll see. But one of the spoilers, one of the demons or spirits that she sees is her mom. So,
Oh.
and it's very.
Is it really her mom? Or is it?
That's kind of the whole thing. Where even watching, I'm still like, I don't know.
Right.
It's very like, well, and it's one of those, as being a person of faith that we are, we're always like, demons are always terrifying because there's always the scariest things are always, you're always told like the devil's a liar, right? Well, the scariest liars are the ones who have truth, who tell partial truths too. So it's kind of one of the things. So you honestly, until the end, you just don't know. It's just really, get to see the poor girl, and basically they go on this horrific ride, and it was just like I said, I can't. If I had to put a number score on it, I'd probably give it like 7.5. Upon viewing it later, and that's one of my big caveats for movies, is do I want to see it later? I absolutely do want to see this movie again once it comes out. But yeah, it's one of those movies where it's just so different. I had to have a conversation with my wife. It's like, was that good? Did we like that? It was like, but it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely not an American movie where, American movies always like, oh, evil is vanquished and whatever, and like, no, evil's not vanquished. Evil is perpetuated.
Would you say it is like along these lines, like it is to horror what Dune is to sci-fi?
How do you mean?
Like Dune's just a little bit higher up on the intellectual kind of.
Yeah, I would say, okay, all right, yes, I would definitely say that because it's not low tier. It's not. See, one of the things I hate, especially when I go to the movie theater to go see a horror movie, the worst thing in the world is just a bunch of jump scares, and I freaking hate it. I especially hate it at the theater because it's just, like basically just screams flashing at you, and I think that's kind of low tier quality horror where it's like, yeah, everybody goes to the movie, gets scared, but just jump scares constantly drives me crazy. No, this one is well thought out, well planned, well articulated horror. Like it is not a. That's why I have a hard time putting it into a genre. And look, I'm not a horror aficionado. My wife and I, we love horror movies, but like there are certain ones like I don't like gore. I don't like seeing things.
He's a fussy eater.
I am a fussy eater, but no, like if you're gonna, I've always said this: if you're gonna mess with me, like mess with my mind. Like you will go much farther in a scene where I have to imagine what the horror is instead of just showing me the gore, right?
Mm.
And I've never been a big fan of just here's gore because it's such a fine line in those type of movies between being almost campy and then like I always use like Hostel and Hostel 2. Hostel 1, they actually tried to make like a scary movie. Hostel 2, it just kind of really went into the campy and over the top blood, all over the place. So, but no, this is, I would say this is definitely high order, high, intelligently thought out horror. And if you are a horror aficionado, I would definitely give this the one a definite go check out. So.
Very good.
But
I am definitely into horror, so I'll have to see this one.
yeah, definitely. And also it fits, its runtime is 94 minutes. So it's in, out, makes you, rethink your life and it moves on. So
Makes you rethink your life.
Yeah, it's like, oh Jesus, like good night. But the acting is top notch for people who you know. Not I want to say no name actors, but actors I don't know or I'm not aware of. All are pretty fantastic. Especially character Riley, played by Joe Bird. He's kind of the character where the most bad stuff happens to. And he's just I think he's actually really really good in that role for such a tough role. But no, I think this movie's pretty fantastic. And now I keep thinking about it, I was like, that was a good movie. Hell yeah. So yeah, definitely wait, 2 thumbs. Wait, there we go. 2 thumbs.
All right. And I'll check it out. And I'll come back with some feedback.
I say, did someone drive into your living room?
Nah, there's just a window behind me.
That's just the road right behind the window.
Right. That's right. There, I had to get more comfortable.
All right. So next one on the list is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was excited about the movie, and then I became a little less excited when I heard Seth Rogen was attached to it. But okay. As far as Turtle fans go, I'm going to very quickly address the 800-pound gorilla in the room. If you are not someone who can't get over them race swapping April, you're just not going to like this movie. It's just one of those things. And here's the thing. Just because you're not okay with them race swapping April, I'm not going to call you a racist because, Adam, I hate when people say, oh, they race swap the character, they, gender swap the character, gender identity swap, and you're immediately a bad person. And one of the people I saw on Instagram was calling people racist. I was like, it's not racist or sexist or whatever, just to say, hey, that character is supposed to be X, Y, or Z, because the character is supposed to be X, Y, and Z. But, and this is one of the few times I'm going to say that I don't have a problem, because Ninja Turtles is 40 years old. It's been reinvented so many different times. They've already had April Black in past, and honestly, to this point, I don't care. Either if things like that are going to be hangups for you, you're simply just not going to like the movie. End of story. And I don't understand where, the Ninja Turtle universe as a whole is such a weird, robust, ludicrous place. Like, there's dinosaurs. There's
talking about a multiverse.
It's ridiculous, but it just seems like each iteration they change it a little bit, and either you're cool with it or you're not, and it's just one of those kind of fluid universes. If you want it to be like, not, I want to say stagnant, or it's not concrete. It's not like Batman. There's Bruce Wayne. End of story. There's not going to be another Batman. Yeah. Dick Grayson might be Batman here and there, but everybody knows it's for a short time. They're not going to mess with it. But at this point, this stuff really doesn't bother me. And I don't know why when it comes to Turtles, I just somehow it fits. I don't know why, but I think it's just because each time, like I said, everybody kind of, changes it just a little bit. But as long as there's the 4 Turtles, I don't care. As long as there's 4 Turtles and Master Splinter, I don't care that much. So that addressed. Go ahead. Sorry.
It looks like we got the real deal heel Dan Beals. He says, I'm more
and I am definitely going to address that, because that actually factors into the sequel that my understanding is supposed to be on the way. So I'm actually going to get to that, Danny. But completely understandable. So April. Okay, and here's the thing: I get upset if April's blackness, and if they made in the movie such a big deal about her, being black, but there was none of that. There was nothing saying, "Oh, I'm
It just
about
was.
this or that." She's just April. There was no big deal.
She just was. Yep.
Just was. There was no, honestly, and it was so refreshing. There was really no, none of the 2023 politics, none of the 2023 hot button things. There was their allegory, sure, but once again, I'll get to that. But it was allegory in the way that we're used to, like in the 80s and 90s, where it's like, hey, this is bad, right? Okay, well, we overcame it by this. So, but first thing I'm tackle is the animation style. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I was like, why are you trying to make it look not good? And I'm still on the fence about it, because there were certain points I really liked, like the opening scene. They showed they're not military guys, but they're kind of paramilitary guys, and just the contrast in the colors. I was like, holy crap, this looks so good. Like in the theater, I was like, holy moly, this looks so good. And then there's a lot of times where, yeah, I was like, okay, all right, I'm in, this works. And then there's other times where I'm like, you just made this look really cheap, and I don't like that. Like when there was an explosion, it looked like someone just took a crane and went smoke, fire, and I'm like, okay. I was like, that's not as good. So yeah, then I was trying to find the actual animation style, and they said they wanted to look like a teen drew it. I don't know. I was in art class in high school. Way better than this. Maybe middle school, but high school, I don't know. We'll see. But I was like, there's some pretty damn talented kids. So if you're trying to say some kids can't draw, in, not you, Danny, but just in, whoever. Yeah, it was just like a man.
I used to have pictures you drew up.
Yeah, I would say, and probably one of the best ones I ever saw was Mike Body. Mike Body could draw his ass off, and I'm just like,
yep.
And being in, yeah, I was in National Art Honor Society. Toot toot, honk my own horn. There were some amazing artists.
You were?
Where, yeah.
Good.
Yes. That's like my only achievement in high school was I actually got into the National Art Honor Society. So, but yeah.
Did you have to go to meetings and stuff? I don't remember you going to honors meetings or anything.
No, there was no art. They're artists. You can't corral those. It's like herding cats. Or it's like, you guys are good artists. They're like, thanks. I remember.
So they just told you were.
I mean, you had to get your teachers kind of had to say, "Hey, this person is really pretty talented, and they should be in this." And I had some teachers that did that for me. So, and I was supposed to get some type of award at graduation. I said, "Screw that! I'm going to go work and make money instead." Anyway, so the animation style, I
went to graduation.
Yeah, but they had an awards night a few weeks before actual graduation, where you're supposed to go actually get your awards, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. But the animation style, it was not hit or miss, but it was mostly hits. But man, when they missed, it was like, oof, that looks not great, guys. So overall animation, I'd give that one probably a 7. The next one was the cast. The cast was pretty. I think they kind of overloaded on the cast, personally, especially for the Turtles. I don't really recognize the younger kids, and I don't recognize April. Hold on, I'll bring this up so I just at least give them some credit here.
Mm-hmm.
But the bad guys and all that. So Donatello was Micah Abbey. Michelangelo was Shaman Brown Jr. Leonardo's Nicholas Cantu. Raphael's Brady Noon, and then April was Ao Edebri. I apologize, I screwed that up. But Cynthia Utram, Maya Rudolph, John Cena's Rocksteady, Seth Rogen was Bebop, Rose Byrne was Leatherhead, and I know that was kind of one of the ones I was like, why do they have to go with the female for Leatherhead? But Leatherhead's literally got like 3 lines in the entire movie. Natasha Dimitru is Wingnut, Giancarlo Esposito is Baxter Stockman, Jackie Chan is Splinter, and that's kind of one of those. And I didn't even kind of put it together until I was watching Film Threats review, because Master Splinter, you're trying to be diverse, but also you kind of have to be diverse in the right way. Where Jackie Chan is Chinese, Splinter's Japanese, so some people kind of had a little bit of an issue with that. Ice Cube's played by Superfly's played by Ice Cube. Mondo Gecko, Adam's favorites, played by Paul Rudd. Post Malone played one of. He only said like 2 things the entire movie, but I loved Ray Fillet, because he just went
Ray Fillet,
Ray Fillet, like the whole movie. And I was like, I'm okay with that. Hannibal Buress.
That figure was so hard to find as a kid.
Right. Hannibal Buress is Genghis Frog. I don't know why they had Mr. Beast in there, but and then Derek Wilson as Spider. So Ice Cube as Ray Fillet.
Sorry, I'm not singing it.
That's why I was like, it was so funny, because that's basically all. That's all he did the entire movie. That's all he was there for. Ice Cube was pretty fantastic as Superfly, actually. Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko is pretty funny. He had Mondo Gecko and Michelangelo totally just like vibing out to each other the whole time. Like, dude, bruh. It was like, okay, that's fun. Giancarlo Esposito, you could definitely tell he was Baxter Stockman. Yeah, small part in the beginning, but I think they kind of really, overloaded on the cast for this. And honestly, it's just one of those. There wasn't enough room for everybody. Like I saw, like Post Malone, Ray Fillet, literally just said like 3 things. Hannibal Buress, didn't even notice that. If you'd have blinked, you wouldn't even see him in the movie.
But that's a wink and nod to guys who collected all those toys, because those guys aren't all in the show either all the time.
No, and that's what I always say. Like, that's why the Turtle universe is just different, because like when I went to go talk to Gavin Smith, he's doing pencils for the Turtle comic, and every person you talk to who like gets involved with the Turtles, it's like you can just tell they love the Ninja Turtles. Like, they've just been fans their entire lives, and they're just psyched to work on a Turtle project. So, most of these guys are probably like, I don't need the money, but I have to take a paycheck, so just pay me the minimum, and I'll show up. I didn't even notice John Cena's Rocksteady, because really just kind of
into it.
Too much. Like, you can't. That's when you have so many characters. Like, don't like the dominant one was Ice Cube, because he's the big bad. Sorry, spoiler. Superfly is the big bad. And he gets in the kind of the second and third act. That's where he kind of gets to shine. I think he actually does a really good job. I don't know if him doing too much voice acting. But yeah, I think it was just to throw a bunch of names on a marquee to know that, hey, they were pretty serious about this movie. Which I guess worked a little bit, somewhat, just to give it more cred, more push, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think the cast was pretty good, even though half the time you wouldn't have noticed anyway, because there were just so few speaking parts for some people.
I got a question, and I don't care if it's a spoiler, if you don't mind answering. But do we see the turtle blimp?
No turtle blimp.
Okay.
Nope, no turtle blimp, no Shredder.
No Shredder.
Nope, and that I thought that was kind of a bold choice. If you don't.
Yeah,
but like I said with Danny, I'm gonna get to that later, because that falls into the whole Splinter thing. But one of the other standouts of this was the soundtrack in the movie. I thought the soundtrack was pretty fantastic. Not quite James Gunny, but pretty close. Were some pretty good songs. That was like a few times. I was like, I think it was like me and 4 other people in the theater. So I'm like, a little bit of that. Oh, and,
right.
Okay, and wait, I'll wait for that. But so soundtrack gets 2 thumbs up. Story, you get an origin story, and I think one of the things that they really did really well with this movie is, sometimes I think with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we forget that they're supposed to be teenagers, and I think this one they really, really made them really probably the closest we've seen to actually being teenagers and acting like teenagers, where they're just like, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're, part of the thing is they don't know what
they're kids.
Doing. They're kids. They want, they care about being liked.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where, they want to become part of the New York City and, be around humans. And they have, it's not Master Splinter, it's just Splinter. He tells him no because one time he tried to go up and, be part of the world and he got beat up and chased. And so, no, all people are terrible. And that's kind of where it gets into it. A little bit of spoiler, but a little bit of the allegory where he hates humans. So he doesn't want his kids to be around the humans because he's scared they'll get beat up or what have you. Or no, he's scared that they're going to get milked for all their radio, all the juice in them and all that stuff. So it's a weird thing, but and then that's what Superfly's thing is kind of similar, where at the other mutants they wanted to go be part of the world, where they just got chased down and scared to death by the world. So you had 2 polar opposite views of the Turtles and Splinter. Splinter was trying to protect them, and then quick spoiler, so Superfly wants to destroy all the humans because they're terrible, and wants to destroy all the humans because they beat him up. So and it's very much it's a racism allegory, which is fine, but that's how it used to be in the 80s and 90s stuff. We grew up like, hey, I really don't understand these people, so I don't like them, I'm scared of them. Well, what happens, at the end is like, hey, as it turns out, these people aren't so bad.
And that's one to grow on.
Yeah, and the more you know.
The more you know.
And that's kind of what this, one of the things I was very happy Seth Rogen did. He didn't really lean too much into the modern day stuff. He didn't really, like I said, there's hot buttons you can push today's day and age. Obviously, he chose not to push them. Thank you very much. But it's still a cartoon, and it's still for kids, and they're supposed to be, everybody's supposed to learn a lesson at the end, and I'm okay with that. So,
yeah, the presentation was good, right?
Yeah,
that's the idea there.
At the end of the day, it's a kids movie, and
if you're gonna have a message, have a good presentation.
Have a good presentation. Have a good message. You don't have to beat people up and beat people over the head with your message. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's the stuff we grew up with in the 80s and 90s when the Turtles win. So
when you have the strength to do what's right, that's turtle power. TURTLE power. TURTLE power.
So but yeah, so we get back to Danny's point here. So I am more upset with the way they took liberties with Splinter. So I think everybody knows, like, Splinter is a badass. He's Master Splinter. He's the one that all the turtles are scared of, right? Because he's a badass. Like, and this one he's okay. So another quick spoiler, since it's an origin story. How, Adam, in today's day and age, how do you think he taught the boys how to taught them martial arts?
What? I mean, what do you mean how he taught? He taught him in the dojo that they made in the sewer den. That's how he did it.
But no, YouTube. and kung fu movies.
Whatever.
Whatever, man.
Whatever. That's lame.
Yeah, not
That's
my favorite.
lame.
And then
Where's Hamato Yoshi?
And this leads into my.
What's with the movies and the Hamato Yoshi leaving him out or not making him the same guy?
So that there were changes made besides Black April. So,
well, they did this shit in the first movie.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You can't, if you're going for a beat by beat from the comics, this ain't it, guys. This is not the one for you. But if you are planning on, so you didn't have Shredder in the first one, the rumor is if this one's successful, they're going to have a sequel. They're going to have Shredder in the second one. You can't have the Shredder Splinter dynamic without all that
Hamato Yoshi.
Without Hamato
Okosaki.
Yeah. So that's my kind of biggest thing. If you're gonna, because like even
why do they? No, like they learned nothing from the DCU.
No
one's learned anything, and
let
it's not that hard.
Let it out.
Dead air. It's dead air. That's what it is. That's it. That's it. Dead air. Dead air. A dead horse and beating it. I mean, there's a reason these things. Excuse me, but you go to the source material and you make it close to that. It's fairly simple. You change what doesn't translate.
Well, hold on. Have you even seen what Splinter looks like in the movie?
No.
Okay, so see if because I think I'm pretty sure it's kind of like a tribute to
the
Kevin
toy.
Eastman. No, Kevin Eastman, actually from the '80s, which is not exactly a glowing representation. So give me 1 second.
Okosaki. Hamato Yoshi. You must practice the art of ninja. The art of invisibility. Only then can you conquer the Foot Clan.
Yeah, that's not the that's not the Splinter.
What do you get?
There you go.
Like, what's up with this guy?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, what's up with this?
So that's your Splinter, and he.
How does he act? How does he behave?
He acts like a neurotic dad.
So does he act like George Costanza or something from Seinfeld?
A little bit. I mean, he does have one, scene where he's kind of a badass and beats some guys up, but it's almost like a on accident.
Right. You're there?
No, yeah, I would say Danny. It's just, I hate they make him a goofy, is dead serious, and an ass kicker. I was like, decisions were made. All right.
But overall,
I'd say decisions were made, but like I said, if this were a one-off, it'd be okay. But once again, if we're gonna bring him back, and we're gonna have if you're having Shredder, you have to have the Splinter backstory. Like that's just how that works. That's like Lego pieces. That's the only way that works. And he can't be a goof when he's supposed, like he said, he's supposed to be dead serious. Like you in the movie, one of the goofy, silly lines, who
are the runners, Bill and Ted?
Right. When Shredder, when Splinter goes, "Ha! I made a funny," like that's as light as Splinter gets. It's
Yeah, in the original movie, he didn't do it in this one, though. Right?
No, he's
You
just
didn't
kind
say
of like
that.
he's just like a neurotic dad, you know. So,
Mm.
character decisions not my favorite, but it is what it is. Who plays Splinter?
Who plays who?
Splinter. I forget who plays him. Oh yeah, Jackie Chan. That's right. So, um, yeah, not my favorite decision, and like I said, that's going to cause problems when you bring Shredder in. When you made that decision with Splinter. So,
The Shredder.
and there's a few other kind of odds and ends things where I'm like, look, guys, yeah, the allegory with, hey, we don't like these group of people because they were mean to us, but that doesn't mean they're all bad. But one of the things they did with, your Bebop, Rocksteady, and all that, they're not really villains at the end of the movie. They kind of go, hey, we don't want to blow these guys up. You know, yeah, because there was Superfly, and that movie they're not, and they're kind of friends at the end, and I'm like, well, that's going to cause problems. So, so
But you did like it.
okay, and this, I'll get back to my original point. So my movie going experience went like this. Uh, got my tickets online. My theater, which I adore, has a restaurant built inside to it, so you can go and order food. So when I went and got my tickets, I ordered myself some food. I ordered myself a pizza. So about a few minutes, I think just as the title sequence happening, someone walks in, hands me my pizza, and I'm sitting there watching Ninja Turtles in a dark theater by myself with a pizza and a large cherry Coke. That's about as good as life gets for me. So I was
That's amazing. That's amazing.
so that was my movie going experience. I was like, and like I said, I'm not going to hammer it because it is supposed to be a kids movie, but I'm not going to use that stupid cop out that I hate so many people do where, oh, you're critical of a kids movie. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's a bull crap argument when it comes to, especially a franchise that's 40 years old. There's a reason, they put out a Ninja Turtles movies because they're trying to get 40 years with the fans to come out to it. So don't use the,
Right.
oh, you're being critical of a kids movie. Go bleep yourself. That's a weak ass excuse. But at the end of the day, but it is a kids movie, and it geared towards the younger ones. But also, there's a lot in there where if you're just going, don't be ultra critical because they didn't go straight from the comics because this is not that movie.
Right.
But it's an enjoyable. I'm not gonna
Be honest. Just go and enjoy a good movie if it's a good movie because they're never going to be just like the comics anymore.
I say
Yeah.
after 20 years of comic book movies, if you think you're going to go get 100% comic book accurate movie, it's not going to happen. The closest thing we really had was Sin City, and that was only because Frank Miller made it. But even then, that's not for everybody.
Yeah, that's not for everybody. Yep.
I say these people are trying to sell tickets, so yeah, they're going to take some liberties. Am I 100% happy with the liberties they took? Obviously not. Go check my arguments a few minutes ago. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. I had fun. I ate pizza and watched Ninja Turtles in theater. It was a great night, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That
was my sound effects. I don't have sound effects.
I got it. So lost them. So if you have kids who are turtle fans or just want to go see a fun movie, take your kids. It's kid appropriate, not like the Barbie movie. Because we had Nate on last week who was talking about the Barbie movie, and he's like, that movie. That movie is not for kids.
I did that. See, when you were talking about technical issues, I did not mean to do that. I hit the wrong button and I left the show.
On his
So
own accord.
on my own accord, on my own klutzy accord, just by going, okay, back. I went too far back.
And I'm out. And I'm out of the show. But I was just
So
saying,
which?
I was just saying, so unlike the Barbie movie, like Nate was saying, where Barbie is not for, he would not take little kids to go see Barbie. I would 100% take any kids to go see this movie. It's fun and kids will enjoy it. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Now we got a copyright claim because Adam sings so well.
Oh,
Adam, did you see what the damn Super 7?
I broke the dam. No. Oh, with the Cat Slayer?
Yep.
Did it get funded?
I don't know. I can't do it because they're a-holes.
Why? Because it's like $750.
Yes.
Yeah, but look at how much you get. That thing's huge.
I can't do it though.
Well, I understand. As a year ago, I couldn't do the other one. I get it.
Right,
Eternia. But we have to be thankful for the things we have. You have the Turtle Wagons on its way. I have Castle Grayskull. You know?
Here it is.
I know. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's freaking gorgeous. And at least, and that's the thing too. So, all right, that's where this started. And my frustration with Super 7 because they did the one damn thing that I really, really freaking wanted someone to do. And they did it. And that was the Turtle Tank.
Thunder Tank.
Thunder Tank. Thank you. But how much? That was like $700, wasn't it?
I don't know.
400. But so
I think it was $450.
I think it's $450. But this is the problem with crowdfunded stuff. If you don't get in on it, you're never going to get it for like anything near what the cost was. And I know
the cheapest you will get it is.
I know that's capitalism, the whole deal, but golly, that's so damn frustrating.
Yeah.
So this is the Cat Slayer up for pre-order on Super 7. It's $650. There's 45 days left. They've already got over 3,000 backers. It's already reached. It's already funded.
Oh, it is. Good.
Yep, really putting it reach. So the Cat Slayer. I think it's 7-inch scale appropriate. So the Cat Slayer
is. It's
at
crazy.
36 inches tall, 33.5 inches deep when open, and 53 inches wide when open. This mighty fortress is sized to accommodate your 7-inch scale.
Now, have you seen what the figures look like up next to it?
No.
Like, man. Then they showed them at Comic-Con.
It's chock full of hidden defense weapons, has special lighting effects, and unfolds to reveal a command center, removable control pods, the Thunder Tank maintenance hangar, a hidden weapons room, and so much more. God bless America.
Yes.
And this is the issue with toys this big too at the same time, Adam, because and I've brought it up before, especially with Eternia, is the shelf real estate. That takes up that doesn't take up, that becomes the center focal point of the room.
Oh, see, I can think of having all of them and taking up a barn.
Oh, son of a biscuit. The tier one bonus, one Sword of Omens, one claw shield, and one lab set. Oh, you bastards. Is that just
do it, Nick?
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Do it, Nick.
Tier 2 unlocked. Tier 2 bill at 5,000 backers. An exclusive Thundercats Ultimates Astral Projection line. You sons of God. How big is that damn Sword of Omens? If that thing's like, if that thing is life size, you bastards. Oh, God.
You got a credit card, Nick?
Shut your mouth right now.
You just can't buy figures the rest of the year.
Dude, I can't buy anything the rest of the year.
Don't do it, dude. Oh, that's a real screen, by the way. It lights up, and you put like filters over the screen. It lights up.
That holds the Mortal Omens of Lost Shield. Like
you see Lionel sitting in the chair.
Yes,
that's a 7-inch figure.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Fucking awesome, isn't it?
That's ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome. And I hate Super 7 so much. It's got the desk with all the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
You are terrible.
Yep. That's crazy.
Chairs, 2 little command modules. Look at that. Oh, and the eyes light up.
Yeah.
The chest thing lights up. Oh, looking good. Oh God, look how little Lino is.
I know.
Got a mountain on the back. When it unfolds, it looks like it's a mountain. Oh,
wow. Do 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 do.
I can take second mortgage on the house, right?
Oh, come on! It's only 700. No, don't.
You jerks! I'm looking at this. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, Adam. I know you got for.
There's some high school kid out there working his ass off at a fast food joint is gonna buy that.
Oh, well, in the set,
and God bless him.
If he's a teenager, he doesn't even know. Damn it. Oh my
God. Not necessarily. We knew about retro stuff, and we like shit like that. Well, I mean, prior to us. Yeah.
All right. I know you said you kind of wanted to get going at 7:30, so it's about that time, sir. So
8:30.
8:30. Yeah.
Well, unless you got some more.
That was kind of the bulk of it there. So
that's the cherry on top right there.
Yeah, Danny. Thank you. Now we're all sad. Yes, Danny, we're all sad. We all hate our
lives.
Are. We can't. Super toys. Because then I get that, and then I got to spend like another $1,000 just to buy all the toys I don't have. Because then you got to get all the action figures.
Probably more than $1,000.
This is why I can't. That's why I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yep, can't do it. Can't go down that road anymore.
I can't.
So. You've been down that road, Neo. You know where it leads.
Exactly. So, all right, man. Let's wrap it up. So, Danny,
all right, cool.
Thanks so much for joining us. Adam, thanks so much for being here. Danny, thanks for watching. And there's some other people popping out. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out what we're talking about on the show, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. If you have not yet subscribed to the show, please do so. I know we're on all the podcast platforms, even though I have not uploaded shows recently. I'll get back and take care of that. But go check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and Google Podcasts. Attaboy. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Adam, any last words?
Love you, Planet Houston. Good night. Time to eat some Superman ice cream.
Good night, America.